Good morning, honored guests, Excel Academy staff, and scholars. It is my pleasure being your MC and opening speaker for the International Day of the Girls 2021 event. We have a packed program filled with great entertainment, but most importantly, we will be sharing the pertinent information about the reason and focus behind this celebration. At this time, we will begin the program by reciting our Excel Academy creed. Let's recite our creed on 1, 2. I am a scholar because I love learning. I am college bound because I work hard. I am proud because I am a girl. I am a leader because I have a voice. I am successful because I dream big. We are strong because we are sisters. We determine our destiny. We will change the world. We will excel. International Day of the Girls is celebrated worldwide. The theme for this year is My Voice, Our Equal Future. Can you say with me on the count of 2? 1, 2, My Voice, Our Equal Future. Shanice will now share the history and background of International Day of the Girls.
International Day of the Girls began in 1995 at the World Conference on Women and Binging, where countries unanimously adopted the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, which is the most progressive blueprint ever for advancing the right of not only women but girls. On December 19, 2011, the National's General Assembly decided that we would celebrate October 11 as National Girls' Day of Child to recognize girls' rights and the unique challenges girls face around the world. The United Day of Girls' Child focuses attention on the need to address the challenges girls face to promote girls' empowerment and fulfillment of their human rights. Adolescent girls have the right to be safe, educated, and a healthy life, not only during these critical formative years, but also as they mature into women. If effectively supported during the adolescent years, girls have the potential to change the world, both as they empower girls of today and as of tomorrow, workers, mothers, entrepreneurs, mentors, household heads, and political leaders. An investment in realizing the power of adolescent girls upholds their rights today and promises as they more equal future, one in which half of humanity is an equal partner in solving the problems of climate change, political conflict, economic growth, disease prevention, and global sustainability. Girls are breaking boundaries posed by stereotypes and exclusions, including those directed at children with disabilities and those living in the communities as entrepreneurs and innovators of global movements. Girls are creating a world that is relevant for them and future generations. Achieving gender equality and women's empowerment is integrated to each of 17 goals, only ensuring the rights of women and girls across all the goals. We will have justice and inclusion, economies that work for all, and sustaining our shared environments now and for future generations. The focus for the next 5 years is to bridge the gap in the general digital divide. The pandemic has altered digital platforms for learning, and connecting, while also highlighting girls' diverse digital realities.
At this time, let us welcome the Excel Academy STEP team led by Ms. Bell and Mary Shell. Step team for that outstanding performance. Up next, Ms. Kalea will be sharing on the impact of COVID-19 on women and girls worldwide.
COVID-19 came in like a whirlwind and swept the world off its feet. The pandemic was a profound shock to our societies and economies. It reminded us of society's reliance on women at home and on the front line while simultaneously exposing the ongoing inequalities women face worldwide. In the past year, women and girls experienced a significant increase in the hardships they must overcome daily. From eviction to violence, from health to education, from death to disparities, women were left vulnerable as the gap of social injustice grows during the pandemic. With pandemic-related lockdowns and worsening economic conditions, there has been a horrifying surge in violence against women and girls around the globe, and girls are increasingly at risk of particular forms of violence. During quarantine, businesses and organizations were at a closing fast pace to reduce the speed of the virus. This, in turn, had a detrimental effect on services that many girls relied on. Prior to the pandemic, 130 million girls were out of school. Following the COVID-19 crisis, an estimated 10 million more girls could be out of school. While at home, women were subject to an intense lift in unpaid care and domestic work. Before the pandemic, they were already subject to 3 times as much caregiving as men. The aftermath of the pandemic leave many girls facing uncertain futures as they feel they have to limit or give up on their dreams. The pandemic solidified that women and girls are the equal ones the world looks up to pick up the pieces. So let's just do that. This year's theme is My Voice, Our Equal Future. Girls all across the world are leading and demanding change for the future. We will reduce the gap and inspire girls to continue the fight. On this International Day of the Girl, let us work together to ensure that girls are connected, supported, and empowered. Some ways that you can stay involved include getting educated on the topics, learning about specific women-driven organizations, spreading the message all across platforms, or donating.
COVID-19 has impacted each of us in many ways. Let's learn from these experiences and use them to create a positive change in our community and in the world in which we live in. Let's strive to be agents of positive change. We can make a difference in another girl's life. Up next, we will have a poem recited by Delia Allen, written by Miss Donetta Johnson.
Okay. Hi, my name is Delia Allen, and today I'll be reading the poem Unheard Screams of a Leader by Miss Johnson. Okay. Loud actions. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now? Hear my cries underneath what society tries to hide? My integrity is in me. It speaks every time my heart beats. Can you hear me? My dreams are real as Martin Luther King Jr.'s dreams that paved the way for me. Can you hear me? My strength is infinite. It should not be shaken or broken by your status quo politics. Can you hear me? My discipline is fierce. Your whispers and doubts don't sway nor devote me for my goals. I said, can you hear me? I'm trying to encourage you to use your voice with positive and powerful actions in this world. Don't just see me, but hear me, as my achievement shows and speak for themselves. For I am the IDEAL, ideal leader of the raising like a phoenix from the ashes in this world.
Okay. Thank you, Delia. Jasmine Franklin will be introducing our honored guest speaker, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Okay. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome our mayor, Muriel Bowser. Muriel Bowser is committed to making sure every Washingtonian gets a fair shot in a growing and prosperous Washington, D.C. Her administration is focused on making D.C.'s prosperity more inclusive, advancing D.C.'s values, and building a safer, stronger, and healthier neighborhood across D.C.'s 8 wards. D.C. is unique in the American political system. The mayor, D.C.'s chief executive, functions as a governor, county executive, and mayor. Like governors, Mayor Bowser runs on Medicaid, issues driver's licenses, and has tax authority. Like county executives, Mayor Bowser runs the local jail and, unlike most mayors, also oversees the public school system. In 2020, Washington, D.C. is home to 705,000 people across 68 square miles, has an AAA bond rating, and annual budget of more than $15 billion. On November 6, 2018, Muriel Bowser became the first woman ever re-elected as the mayor of Washington, D.C., and the first mayor to earn a second term in 16 years. Since taking office, the mayor has taken bold steps to reset D.C.'s global and national competitiveness, speed up affordable housing production, diversify the D.C. economy, increase satisfaction in city services, and invest in programs and policies that will allow more families to live and thrive in D.C. Prior to becoming mayor in 2015, Bowser served as the Ward 4 council member on the Council of District of Columbia, first elected in a special election in 2007 and re-elected in 2008 and 2012. Mayor Bowser earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree in history from Chapman University and a master's degree in public policy from American University, and received the honorary doctorate from Chapman University and Trinity University. With more than 20 years of experience in local government, she has entered elected office as an advisory neighborhood commissioner in Riggs Park neighborhood. Thank you.
Well, hello, ladies. It's good to see everybody, and thank you for that lovely introduction. And I can hear you. Where's our poet? Tess. I can hear you. Wasn't that a wonderful poem? Let's hear it for your classmates. Principal, teachers, staff of the wonderful Excel Academy, thank you for inviting us today. And I am happy to be here at Excel to celebrate the International Day of the Girl. There is no place, in fact, that I would rather be than right here at DCPS's only school just for girls. So I want to thank you, Principal Daniel. I want to thank all of our faculty and staff who, like you girls, have had an eventful 19 months. And I want to also thank you for hanging in there, for sticking with us, for doing what your families and your teachers have asked you to do over these last 19 months. The faculty has pivoted, has been inspiring, has taught in circumstances that they didn't think they would be in. You've been resilient, you've done your work, and you've come back to school ready to learn and ready to make up for time that we haven't spent together. When I saw the performance, what was in my mind, Dr. Nesbitt, was you can't get that type of experience virtually. You get that in person at school, learning together. Now, I want to be clear about something. We celebrate girls and women in our city each and every day. We focus our attention and our policies and events on how we can make sure that girls and women can fulfill all of their talents and passions right here in our city. We especially celebrate smart and talented Black women and girls in our city. And one of the best parts of my job is that I get to pick a team of talented people to work with us. And I asked some of those leaders to join me today. Just like your classmate gave you the kind of long list of what I've been up to in D.C., my resume, my background, it is also important on days like today and every day here at Excel that you learn about what people are doing in the city, that you learn about careers and professions. You learn how people worked to get where they are today. And you can start thinking about, especially you guys are probably 6th, 7th, 8th graders, you can start thinking about what you want to do and what it's going to take to get there. We think about what you're going to do every day, and that's how your curriculum is built, all the activities that you can engage in. That's how all of those things are built. So I don't usually let people read that long resume, but I wanted you to understand what I've had to do to work to become your mayor. Now, nothing in that is so remarkable that you couldn't do it yourself. Am I right? I'm from Washington, D.C. I sit in chairs like you're sitting in right now. And when you get older, we're going to need a mayor, right? Anybody here want to be mayor of Washington, D.C.? Okay, I see 1 hand, 2 hand, 3 hand, 4 hand, 5 hands. See? You may be running against each other one day. Or you may become the council member for Ward 8, Ward 7, Ward 5, any of the district's 8 wards where you live. So you can think about doing all of those things. I also, on my way here, now I'm going off my notes, I read your principal's biography. Has anybody read your principal's biography? I'm about to embarrass you because I like this biography. This biography said that your principal came to D.C. public schools as an instructional aide, that she worked to become a teacher, that she went to college and that she got her master's degree and she got further instruction. And she was an instructional coach. And then she became principal of your school, which is a very big deal. I like that resume because what it says is that when people work hard, they're recognized for all of that hard work, and they can rise up to be leaders in our system. And that's exactly what I want you to think about. Every decision that you make, every task that you take on is an opportunity for you to think about your future. So let's thank Principal Daniel for coming to DCPS and growing with DCPS. Give her another round of applause. Now, some of you may have seen some of my colleagues on TV, and I want to introduce them now. Dr. LaQuandra Nesbitt. Dr. Nesbitt is the leader of DC's Department of Health, and she has also been leading our efforts to crush COVID-19 in our city. Dr. Nesbitt is a medical doctor. She's from Michigan, but she chose to live in the best city in the world like us. Ms. Kimberly Bassett. Kimberly is the Secretary of State for Washington, D.C. And what that means is Kimberly is responsible for representing our city-state to the world. So she works with ambassadors. She helps plan mission trips that I take across the world to attract visitors and businesses to Washington, D.C. She's also responsible for ceremonial functions in Washington, D.C., including us making proclamations in the official seal of the District of Columbia. And Kimberly is from North Carolina, and she also chose to live in the best city in the world. We're joined by Ms. Jennifer Porter, who is the director of the Mayor's Office of Women's Policy. And I think that you, Ms. Porter, participates in one of your sister circles. Is that right? Fantastic. What's your hometown, Jennifer? She's from St. Louis, Missouri, but she is the mother of a native Washingtonian. So I asked these ladies to come here because it's important that you know that people just like you are helping to lead our city. And it's a big deal to lead Washington. We have 700,000 people here, as has already been said. We function as a city, a county, and a state. We have the awesome responsibility of, when we go abroad, of representing the United States as the capital city. And we have a lot of opportunity to make transformative change. And so in the time that I've been privileged to be mayor, we have been very focused on public education. In that time, we have been able to establish the Ron Brown School, and the Excel Academy, which is meant to reach every student where he or she is. And we believe that many students in a single-sex environment excel, like at the Excel Academy. I say that because I went to a girls' school too, in high school and in college. And I really feel like you have the opportunity to focus on your books. That's important, right? But also focus on leadership. Part of what you're doing here is not just learning the ABCs and the academics that is so important, but you're also learning how to be leaders and to be citizens. And I know that you are taking those lessons very seriously. I want to thank you for inviting me here today at your school. I want to thank you, as I did at the beginning, for being resilient. Recognizing that we all have some catching up to do from being out of the building for 19 months. And I want to challenge you to think about what you too can do for your city. And I mean that because now is the time where you can look around your neighborhoods, families, libraries, recreation centers, and ask yourself how you can be a part of the solution to some of the things that are troubling in our neighborhoods. We have an epidemic of gun violence that I am sorry that you are surrounded by in some cases. We have to make sure that we're building more affordable housing in our city. And in a city like ours, that's tough because a lot of people want to live here. A lot of people want to start their businesses here, which means the cost of things goes up and up, especially housing. That's why we have focused on building more units and improving units and preserving units. But you in your own neighborhoods, you may have some ideas about how we can preserve and build more housing. Another thing that we're very concerned about is making sure that young people have safe passages to and from school. I've worked a lot of my career in D.C. government on making sure kids could get to school. Kids ride free, safe passages programs, expanding the transit benefit to Metro Rail for Metro Bus. And now this year, we've also added some neighborhood-specific ways to get to school I don't forget what we're calling it, but they're like big taxis that if you need a ride to school, you can do so by getting this taxi service closer to home and closer to school. All those things are meant to make it easier for you to focus on learning, being present in your schools. In the last 15 years, we have invested billions of dollars in our school buildings. We have invested so much in making sure that our teachers and faculty have all the resources and training that they need, and they're the best incentives anywhere in the region. And we know the next things that we have to focus on are making sure that people that work for our schools can also live closer to our schools by investing in housing and amenities in our neighborhoods. And we're very focused on that too. So in closing and in my challenge statement, it is for you to think about what you can do in your own neighborhoods. Can you volunteer? Can you help out around the school? Can you help out with younger kids in your neighborhoods? Making sure that they know about the fun services that we have all around DC. And that's something that you can start doing right here from Excel. I also want you to keep your eyes wide open to the opportunities that are here in DC. Sometimes I get concerned that kids, they don't know about all the free things that are happening in the city. And it reminds me of a story, a lunch I had with a lady of an organization that I support called Running Start, and it trains girls to be active in political office, to run for office. And the woman who runs this organization is a native Washingtonian like us. And she lives in Ward 3, which is on the other side of the city from where we are today. She's white. But we had a similar experience. She told me, Muriel, I've grown up in the city all my life. I've never been to Ward 8. She had never been. And then I thought about it and I said, well, if you don't know anybody who lives in Ward 8 or you don't go to one of the businesses in Ward 8, that's very possible. Then I shared with her, I've grown up in D.C. all my life, and I was an adult before I'd been to Sibley Hospital, which is in Ward 3. So it was a whole place, a whole neighborhood in the city that I didn't go to my whole childhood until I was an adult. And what I want to challenge you all to do is to think about the whole city as an opportunity for you to learn, to go to museums, to go to the zoo, to go to visit friends, to go downtown to City Hall, to use free parks and resources, to invite your friends from around the city to come to your own neighborhood as well, to experience parks and to go to different things and to visit each other. And that is how we will truly become a city that is rich with diversity and opportunity in all 8 wards of Washington, D.C. So, Excel, it's great to see you. Happy International Day of the Girl.
Thank you, Mayor Bauer, for that powerful and uplifting message. You have been an inspiration to us and our community.
All right, girls, I promise we're going to let you out in just a few more minutes, okay? Bear with us. On behalf of Excel Academy, Mayor Bowser, Secretary Bassett, Dr. Nesbitt, and our many, many guests that are here with us today, we really thank you and acknowledge you for putting forth the effort, the energy, the love, and the attention that Excel absolutely deserves. As a first-year principal at Excel Academy girls are teaching me so much about the empowerment and the power of a female, and I embrace that and I embody that every day that I show up for each of you. And so I just want to thank you for allowing me to be your school leader each day. We are going to catch up, we are going to come back, we are going to restore ourselves, our integrity, our character, and our academics, and we're going to do this together. I need each of you to continue to show up the way that you're showing up now, and I promise you, all the adults in this room right now, we got you. We love you. We appreciate you. We thank you. Today, this week, and every day is International Day of the Girl. We don't need any day to celebrate who we are as women, who we are as girls, who we are as individuals. We got this. So go ahead, love on yourselves, love on each other, because we are forever going to excel. We are going to forever do this thing, and we're going to do this thing together. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up and finish off the rest of our academic day together. I love you all.